Inferno, Canto I. In the middle of the journey of our life I found myself in a dark wood, for the straight path was lost. Alas, to say what it was, it's a hard thing, this wild and harsh and strong forest that in thought renews fear. It is so bitter that little is more death. But to treat of the good that I found there, I will tell you about the other things that I have stocked there. I don't know exactly how I entered there. So full of sleep was I at that point that I abandoned the true road. But when I was at the foot of a hill, where that valley ended, that my heart was filled with fear, I looked up and saw his shoulders already clothed in the rays of the planet that leads others straight down every street. Then was fear a little quieted, which had lasted in the lake of my heart the night I spent with such pity. And like the one who with laboured breath, having come out of the deep sea to the shore, turns to the perilous water and gazes, so my spirit, which was still fleeing, turned back to gaze again at the past which has never once left a living person. After I laid down my body a little, I resumed my way across the deserted square, so that the firm foot was always the lowest. And behold, almost at the beginning of the Erta, a light and very lend-loin, which was covered with maculato skin. E non mi si partia in front of my face. On the contrary, it hindered my journey so much that I was turned around several times to return. Temp was from the beginning of the morning, and the sun was mounting up with those stars that were with him when divine love first moved those beautiful things, so that I hoped well was the cause of that fair in the Gaeta skin, the hour of the weather and the sweet season. But the sight of a lion that appeared to me did not frighten me. He seemed to come against me with his head held high and with angry hunger, so that it seemed that the air trembled. And a she-wolf, who seemed laden with all cravings in his leanness, and already caused many people to live wretched, this gave me so much gravity with the fear that I left his sight, that I lost hope of the height. And who is he who willingly buys, and the time comes that causes him to lose, who weeps and is saddened in all thoughts of him? Such made me the beast without peace, which, coming against me, little by little drove me back to where the sun is silent. While I was ruining in a low place, before my eyes was offered who for a long silence seemed faint, when I saw him in the great desert. Miserere di me, I cried to him, whatever you are, or shadow, or certain man. He answered me, I am not a man I was already, and my relatives were Lombards, both Mantua by country. I was born sub Iulio, even though it was late, and I lived in Rome under the good Augustus in the time of the false and lying gods. I was a poet, and I sang of that just son of Anchises who came from Troy, after that proud Ilion was burned. But why do you return to such boredom? Why don't you go up the delightful mountain which is the beginning and cause of all joy? Now are you that Virgil and that fountain that spreads such a wide river to speak? I replied to him with a shameful brow. O honour and light of the other poets, win me the long study and the great love that made me seek your volume. You are my teacher and my author. You are only the one from whom I took the beautiful stylus that did me honour. See the beast that I turned for. Help me from her, famous sage, for she makes my veins and pulses tremble. It is better for you to take another trip, he replied after he saw me lagrimer, if you want to camp in this wild place. For this beast through which you cry out does not let others pass in its way, but prevents it so much that it kills it. and he has a nature so wicked and angry that he never satisfies his craving desire, and after the meal he is hungrier than before. There are many animals with which she marries, and there will be even more, until the Veld will come, who will make her die in pain. He will not eat earth or pewter, but wisdom, love, and virtue, and his nation will be between felt and felt. Of that humble Italy came health, for which the virgin Camilla, Euryalo, and Turno, and Niso died of wounds. He will hunt her through every villa, until he has put her back in hell, where envy first departed. So I think and discern for your best that you follow me, and I will be your guide, and lead you from here to the eternal place, where you will hear the desperate cries, you will see the ancient sorrowful spirits, who each cry out for the second death, and you will see those who are happy in the fire, because they hope to come when it is to the blessed people. To which then, if you want to go up, a soul will be more worthy than me for this. I will leave you with her in my departure, for that emperor who reigns up there because I was a rebel against his law does not want his city to come through me. In all parts he reigns and rules there. Here is his city and his high seat. Oh, happy is he whom he elects there. And I to him, Poet, I beg you for that God whom you did not know, so that I may escape this evil and worse, that you lead me there where you just said, so that I can see the door of St. Peter, and those to whom you make such sadness. Then he moved, and I kept up with them,